Hello, friends and strangers, welcome back to Clair Obscur Expedition 33 and the manor. Just a manor. It was just a manor. No actual info on what it is. Last time I ended with looking at the paintings because I honestly just wanted to know if there's anything interesting about them, and some of them are questionable in what they even show, but because our big antagonist, I'm gonna call it, is the Paintress, I just expected the paintings to have significance. Right now, none of that really makes any sense. There doesn't seem to be any connection that I can figure out yet. But just as I said something, just as I ended last time, I then noticed all the walls, the symbols on it. It looks very similar to the markings that we have on our uniform. And we saw some of the other expedition members from the previous expeditions. So maybe this has something to do with the expedition, but it is overall quite interesting that this even exists. Oh, and we're supposed to go up, but I think first and foremost we're gonna check out the locked doors. Well, that isn't what I expected, I'm gonna be honest, but you should always check the doors. Actually, can we go back? I don't think we can. We can? Huh! I expected, because we saw a cutscene last time when we entered here, that there was a person watching us, that we couldn't just go back because there's like important story stuff that has to happen later on when we actually went through this, and then we're gonna come out anyway. Huh. Well, I mean, that's good to know. We're not locked in here, we're not trapped, so if anything bad happens, then we can leave, but very much not something I expected. More paintings. Still, right now, doesn't really make much sense, but I'm gonna look at them anyway, because maybe I'm right and they have significance, and at some point I come across an actual place and be like, oh my god, we saw that in a painting. What does it mean? In this case, that could be a person up there with a flag. But it just seems like a complete ruin of a building. Maybe a bigger building. More doors that don't open. They don't. I was correct, they don't. Well, that is the underwater place we just were in. So it's more places that we have been to. And just some nice, cozy... Well, this is really cozy if you just sit here and have this giant room to look at. I don't know, some people might like it. I don't think I would. Maybe a bit too big. This is empty. And we can inspect it. The frame is empty. Wow. I mean, yeah, it is, but like, wow, such insight. Another destroyed place that doesn't really have anything significant, except for that's a cross there in the middle. That is the same that we saw downstairs, but just a smaller outlook at it. That looks like the sea in the foreground. It looks like it could be waves, and that definitely is a big building, a house. Maybe even the manor we are in. Ooh. Okay, number 33. That's very interesting. And weird, I don't know, smoke around it. Some of it looks like it could be faces. But that might just be because of its abstract nature and not really something that's really there. The number 33 is interesting though, because this is Expedition 33. And I mean, it is significant because we are playing it right now, so we know that there is things that are going to happen. We are in the... How do you say it? Like, this is a story, so of course things are gonna happen here. This is the important one, right? Because that's what the game is about, but... This is not painted now, right? Or is it? Why would someone beforehand already mark 33? Why would someone make this painting? What is this about? And that is a place we haven't seen yet. Or have we? No, I don't think so. Big building with red... Well... Maybe a banner with a card symbol on it. Like an entire deck of cards. Fanned out. So the cutscene definitely put us into looking into this direction, which is why I think we are gonna look upstairs first. Because that's how you do in video games. You go where the game does not point you to, and oh god, there are so many more places to go. Except they're all gonna be closed, right? Yeah, okay. They're all gonna be locked. That on this side looks like a big robot that's destroyed. It could be in the forest area we started. It seems to be some kind of big spire-esque thing, but also with like the leaves of the crown of trees. And that is just a very destroyed place without any real thing. Actually, there's a track at the foreground. Could be a minecart on it on something. With the color scheme, yeah, it could be in some kind of quarry or something. Mountains. That is the tree, the indigo tree that we wanted to go to. So yeah, it is mostly just places that exist. Swords. A lot of swords on the ground. We saw that one... How do I say it? Well, it's not really a place. It wasn't a room. It was a cave. Where we had all the expedition people dead. And their expedition banners / flag posts. They were rammed into the ground a lot. It reminds me of that, even though this, of course, these are swords. This is different. But still, it evokes a similar vibe. What am I looking at? Is this in the forefront here? Is this a path? And we go into whatever this is, an opening in some kind of big mountainous wall? That one's a bit too abstract. Am I gonna look at every single picture, every single painting? I'm not sure. This one is also a bit abstract. Could be just a... I don't know. This here could be a face. Like, this is the mouth. Big nose. A little eye. That tiny, tiny dot over here is the other eye. And then this up here could be like some kind of horn. Maybe a demonic face. I should stop. These are not getting me anywhere. I'm just... Again... So far, the big antagonist is the Paintress. So I just expected paintings to have some significance to it. This is like an inside, a hall of some kind. More mountains. Probably also mountains, but maybe a cave? There's a light. This is a cave that has water inside it, and... Could that be a shipwreck on the right side? I'm not sure what I'm gonna get from any of this, but again, I just kind of want to look around and see what potential little hints we get. And maybe, okay, we're repeating paintings. Maybe at some point that is a special hut or big building. Maybe at some point we will find something and then I'm gonna go, oh my god, we saw that in a painting. What does it mean? And, well, will I understand? I don't know. Maybe. That's the same picture we had downstairs with the city. That's a mountain that's big faces. That's the statue. And the other thing, we also saw these downstairs. This is new. Okay, that is a magic portal door. And then we have, I don't know, giant flames and smoke and something ghastly that's shining through it. Makes no full sense. Ooh, we have an open door. What are you? This looks also very dark and some fiery stuff in it. Maybe a volcano? Oh. That... Is that Maelle? Did we just find her? Should I go to the room downstairs because maybe we are skipping cutscenes or something? Or is there nothing there? I kind of think I should go with what the game tells us to go with. And again, it panned up here, up towards to go through there. But like, come on, that is her. Well, we're here already, so...
Maelle?
Gustav? Are you real? Well, you sure smell real enough.
No, I don't. I'm sorry. I thought that you... On the beach, I saw you and I couldn't, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I should have, I should have come for you, and
It's okay. It's okay.
I was worried.
Made it.
How did you end up here?
I don't know. It's all a blur. I remember everyone at the beach. Then I woke up here. With him. He's been helping me a lot. He reinforced all my pictos.
What is he?
I'm not sure. He doesn't really talk.
The chroma around him. It's quite different from the Nevrons.
Yay! We found her, nothing bad happened. But also... the chroma was mentioned before. I mean, it's also stuff we pick up as some kind of currency, but Loon in specific mentioned it before when... what was it? It was about how things like the bodies of the expedition members on this continent don't dissolve. Like, she talked about how when the Nevrons kill us, that does something to the chroma in our body. What exactly is chroma? Is it just like the magical energy that exists in this world in anything and everything? I don't need much more of an explanation. That's what I'm gonna go with for now. Also... Huh. I at first wanted to say there's something outside, but now that I look at it, it looks like it's just a reflection in the... There's a wall of stone outside, and what we see moving is just a reflection in the windows. But nothing in here is moving. Now I'm thinking about what Maelle said of, are you real? Is this more of an illusion? Should maybe look at...
How did you find me?
There was a message at the indigo tree.
Do you know who left it?
A message? Maybe. No. I don't know.
I wanted to say I should probably look at what her abilities are, but... Right now, story time. Does she have something to say? Nope. So, who is our secret new friend that doesn't have a face? And also just disappeared again. Just showed up and been like, hey, I'm here, and then just... Depending on how fast you press the button, that actually produces different sounds. That's like actually cool. Now this little thing here very much reminds me of the weird statue monuments we saw in Lumiere. More of the underwater place, not underground. That picture repeats. Painting, not picture. That is also a repeat. What is this for? Like, it is a manor. Okay, cool, but, like... Who are all these people that potentially were supposed to be seated here at this table? Who is this for? Who built it? Why? Okay. That one's new. This looks like big mushroom trees. And that part there looks like... Similar to how that one pile of dead corpses we had. All the strands of blood going upwards. That looks similar to that, but that looks more like it's fossilized. Or something. We saw this before. Also. Singular flower. It's a bit of a contrast to everything else. Everything else is very clear in the same color scheme, and that one red is just... It's a bit different. That's a repeat. Those are balloons. I don't think we've seen that. Am I going crazy looking at every single one of these? Maybe. Okay, that also is different. If we ever see this symbol, or something resembling it, then I think I have my answer if these matter or not. That is something that stands out. A big tower with lightings. Honestly, it looks like a, I don't know, like a siege tower from like Lord of the Rings or something. And that is just red and smoke. Okay. Final door. If this doesn't open, I have to look through everything again. Well, it doesn't. So... are we just supposed to leave now? Is this just it? Like, we found her and that's it? Everything's fine now? I have the feeling that this place might be some kind of hub that we just come back to from different places. All of these doors might just be teleporters to places we haven't been to. That is my theory in terms of gameplay design as to what this place might be. Ah, you're waiting at the entrance. Am I allowed to quickly... yes. Because I want to just look at what our new member of the expedition can do. We have an offensive switch, deals low single target damage and applies defenseless for 3 turns. One hit, uses weapon element. Defenseless is a defense decrease ability. Spark, low single target fire, applies burn. And if in offensive stance, we apply 2 more burn. This says offensive switch. It doesn't say anything about switching our stance, but that is what it sounds like that it might be doing, so maybe it does? Pierce, medium physical damage, 1 hit. Increased damage to marked targets. Okay, we can mark already, so that might be not bad. Oh, I just saw they have underneath the... at the bottom, not bottom, at the top right, underneath the cost, they have a symbol. This one has a red, which is the same red that we saw here with offensive stance. So this is what the stances are. If you use one ability, you go to that stance, probably. But this one's virtuose stance, which is a different symbol. And this has that. Deals low single target damage, switches to virtuose stance if target is burning. Okay, so we have to then use specific ones to switch? Huh. Target becomes weak to fire. That sounds actually pretty good. Especially with how much we have been pumping lunar fire abilities, so... yeah. I'm gonna go with these 2. I just wanna... there we have more if in virtuose, stay in virtuose. I kinda just wanna look for that virtuose stance. We have a lot of virtuose stance. Defensive stance. But how we switch them isn't entirely clear. I expected that... like, if we use an ability, we got into that stance. But maybe it's the other way around, that... if we are in a stance, we can use the abilities? No, that... that makes no sense for this one, because this has the virtuose symbol and switches to virtuose stance, so... or... I mean, I guess then you can keep it going, but how would you get it go? We'll get a tutorial on it. We'll probably get a tutorial on it, and before we get that, I should not think about it, because it will not make sense anyway. And, of course, she does not have points to give. I'm still not sure if any of the points that I have decided to go on are good or not. We shall see. Right now I'm keeping with what I'm doing, and maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. So, new friend. Oh my god, we can look at you. You're like a... You're moving, you're like a weird ghost matter thing. But you have like a shell that's broken. It also seems to be somewhat metallic. Actually, it looks more like it's tree bark. Stone. Stony tree bark. Curator. Now that of course implies certain things with the paintings. But I don't really have an idea what that really... like where that idea would go. Yet at least.
Again. We just trained earlier.
Okay, you've been here long enough that you understand what it wants from you. I mean, if we want to leave and we can't go anywhere else, we have to, so... Alright, but this time I have backup.
Alright. But this time I have backup.
Jump. Attacks announced with a jump flare must be jumped. These can't be parried or dodged.
Gustav, don't die!
Press A to jump. Jump counter. After a jump, you can trigger a jump counter attack. Press right trigger to counter. Okay. That's already something. Well, let's just see if this works enough. Not weak to it. Ah. I kind of thought that that would be like a thing we could hit, but it doesn't look like the glowy part is a weak point. Is your face weak? Well, we did mark him. And our new character has something for mark. So... let's go with the powerful...
Let me help.
First. Maelle stances. Okay, this is important. Skills change her battle stance. Defensive stance takes less damage against 1 AP per parry or dodge. Ooh. Offensive stance deals more damage but takes increased damage. Virtuose deals a lot more damage. Switching to a new stance also provides Maelle with 1 AP. Switch between stances without interruption to maximize her skill effects. Okay, so her skills change. Maelle's starting skills are Offensive Switch, Spark, and Pierce. Offensive Switch switches to the offensive stance. Spark and Pierce switch her to defense. Okay, so we're tutorialized on what to do. Or not, completely. Oh, have we not gotten it? Have I just read too many different things and we... Oh no, Pierce it is, but we can't use Pierce, okay. But it switches to whatever it says. So then let's... I mean, that was pretty good. Defenseless is a debuff that increases by 25 the damage received by the character. That is weirdly worded. That increases the damage received by a character by 25 would be probably better, but oh well. Well, that was a bit early, but it still worked. I'll take that. Don't have too much to do here. Offensive stance. When Maelle is in offensive stance, she deals more damage but also takes more damage. At the end of the turn, Maelle will revert to stanceless unless she uses a skill that switches her to a different stance or uses her base attack. Cast a skill that switches Maelle to defensive stance. We also have an indicator right next... well, it also says offensive above her health bar. In offensive stance, Spark has additional effects. It applies more burn stacks to its target, increasing the burn damage it receives. After casting Spark, Maelle will switch to defensive stance. Use Spark to benefit from its offensive stance effect.
Flames. On me.
And I still suck at doing these correctly. I pressed before the slowdown. That... I will... yeah, let's just get it over with. I will get it right at one point. Maybe.
That was fun, but I think we've had enough training today. You could come with us if you like. If that's a yes, we'll see you at the camp.
So she doesn't fully understand him. She just understands base intentions. Or something. The curator has left. Perhaps he will join you at camp. Perhaps. Well, we're probably gonna meet our new friend that has been watching us.
We should go to the manor and maybe learn something.
Yeah, or we could get back to the indigo tree.
Neko's usually here. I wonder where...
Is that a gestrel?
Stop that, you big hairy brush face. Can't you see they're human? Neko's a bit dramatic, but if you're nice, Neko will trade you lots of useful items for chroma.
So the tales are true. Perhaps the Grandis and the Esquier exist too. Are there more gestrels like you? I'd love to meet them.
Neko, you silly scruff. Their village is not far from here.
Oh, really?
Lune,
I know. Don't have time for detours.
yeah, we need to get to the Paintress.
There's another sea between here and the Paintress.
Neko, as the best gestural merchant ever, I bet you know a solution, yeah? Come on, you broomhead, I know you know.
Well, I guess you'll get to meet more gestrels.
Well, merchants. Gestural merchants travel across the world, offering rare and powerful artifacts in exchange for chroma. However, their most powerful items are reserved only for the mightiest of warriors. Impress the merchants by defeating them in a duel to access their secret inventory. We're gonna fight the merchants. That is honestly funny, but also kind of just weird. Also, how do you carry that stuff? That is a bike on top. I'm not gonna question it. This makes as much sense as everything else we have seen. Actually, this is completely fine. But also, there's an entire village. These things live here. And back in Lumiere, we only have, like, stories. These are fairy tales, so to speak. We don't know that these actually are real. Again, back to the thing that, like, nothing ever, like, came back from here except for the first expedition. So our information about the content is incredibly limited. Which is just weird. Especially since the whole expedition motto is like, if we fall, like, they continue, like, shouldn't the whole thing be more built on, like, trying to get information for future generations so that they can do better? Shouldn't that be, like, a primary goal? There's also... I haven't talked about it really, but, like, we also have seen the old man now. We saw that there is a person here. And if one person survived, potentially others did too. And of course the question is, like, why have they never made an attempt to go back? Or maybe they have, and we will figure out why that doesn't work and why they now do different things. But still, it's just... I think there's something up with the whole story, that things are not as they seem. Want to trade for more fabulous wares? Luckily for you, us merchants accept chroma. Well, let's see. Fight the merchant is not really an item, but that is an option in this. And we have it extra down there. Oh no, so this item is, we have to unlock this item by fighting. Okay. We can get Chroma Catalyst and Color of Lumina. I still have to figure out, like, when I want to use these. And I guess we could just try to fight the merchant. How bad can it be? Oh, we have to choose one person? You have all the burn stuff, that might help.
Let the ink flow. Ice shatter.
But first of all, let's try to slow. Okay.
Let the ink flow.
Where would be a... Okay, we can't aim at the bigger part. I don't think that like, faceplate would be a weak point. Maybe it's the joints? No. Worth a try! As long as we don't know what's going on. Woo! That worked. Well, let's try.
Feel the burn.
Does pretty okay. Oh my god. Okay, you're not as strong as I expected you to be.
Chroma is flowing.
But him jumping forward just feels like it's an attack, but it definitely is not. I think we just continue with all the burn and just hope that that
I'm ready.
does enough. So that is not an attack, even though it very much looks like one. And that was too early. And this time it's the second one. Okay, not that difficult. You've proven yourself worthy warriors. I've got something special you might be interested in. I gotta be honest, the moment I saw the option of like, oh, you can attack them, my brain went to a very, very different game, and it probably is not a game that most people know, but it's One Step from Eden. That thing, that shopkeeper is a nightmare to fight. Like, I do not have the reflexes for that. That fight is something. So, yeah, I was a little bit scared of this, and I was like, this is probably something we have to do much later, but no, we do not. So, what do we get? Exposing attack, speed and crit rate as always. Base attack applies defenseless for one turn. That's not necessarily bad. See you all later. See you later probably as well when I may have figured out if I want to use all the consumables and what I want to use them for. But that means we have to put stuff on you. And also... I quite like the marking shots idea. Actually, the marking shot is still here potentially, right? So I can take this away from you. I can put the attack on so that you really are like our base attack person. We're just gonna let you be doing cool basic attack things. And then we can look at the Luminars and we can just... We cannot because we only have 2 points available. Okay. But I want to do that, so... Actually, inventory is here. Finally, maybe it is time to activate one of these. Can be consumed to give an additional Luminar point to a character. Okay, but how do I actually do that? You can't just use them. And this is at camp to upgrade weapons. Oh, that's what the curator is gonna do. He's our weaponsmith. But how would I... Do I also do this at camp? It doesn't say. Do we do that in here? We can add to favorites, we can activate and deactivate. We cannot... Huh. We can make a set, but... Okay. That will take some extra to figure out. Isn't probably an entire system that we will have to get to later. That's fine. What do your weapon have? It's also physical, vitality C. Well, we have nothing for you yet, so what do we give you? We can just... I'm not sure if I'm gonna be marking with you, but maybe. We're just gonna give you the things that I'm not using. Because why not? Right? Why not? And then we can look over to Luminars and... I think we're gonna go with critical burn. We have a lot of fire now. So maybe that is just how we're gonna be playing it for now. Fire and everything. We have not looked at the back side of this place yet. That is like actual kelp. That does not work like that if we don't have water. The questionable science and other things of this place are still as strange as they were before. So, are we just supposed to go back now? Is that it? No. We came from there, we're going here. We're not just going back. We're going forward to... somewhere. I guess we're going towards the village, but I kind of expected the village to not just be right around the corner. We have 6 points available, holy. Should we just go into damage? Okay, if we go in here, we don't... You only get what that actually does. Here as well. Level everything at some point, I don't know. Again, I don't think it's that important because we can respec, but it is just... It also is just a bit of weird getting used to. What could we get? Single target lightning, critical trigger additional hit, consumes fire to generate light. Earth damage to all enemies, consume lightning for additional. Do we have lightning? We do. We have this. So we can trigger that, and another AoE skill might be good. We could also, of course, save for something. Increasingly high fire damage to all enemies every turn until Lune receives damage. Stuns self if interrupted. Wait, is this just like a channeling aura ability? So, once we activate this, does this consume our turn and we do this every turn? Or can we still do something normally? That makes me actually want to test. This is a revive? Okay, that could be very useful, maybe. What else could we get? Medium single target earth. Can break. Okay, you know what? We don't have anything else right now that can break. The only thing we have that can break is the overcharge. We could work up for another one, which maybe I want to do. Actually, this is kind of cool. High lightning damage to all enemies, one hit can break, and if target is broken by the hit, overcharge is fully charged. That actually sounds pretty good. But yeah, I think we're gonna go this way. We're gonna unlock this. And we're going to unlock Rock Slide, just so that we have another ability that can break right now. And then we have a bit too many things. I think we're gonna go with Wildfire over Earth Rising for now. And instead go with, again, Rock Slide, just so that we have a second ability that can.
These dead Nevrons. Who could have done this?
Guess.
So you didn't just stay in your mansion.
Dead, sure, but still kind of partially clipped into the environment. Now, is this something that I need to point out? No, it's a thing that like, oh, it's a video game, it happens. But look at the environment, look at all the details we have seen, look at... This game is quality-wise on a level where something like this clipping through the wall stands out. Like, I think that is intentional. I don't think that is like, oh, haha, video game isn't perfect. No, 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 no. I think that is actually hinting at something. Or I'm going insane. Both would be fine. Either I have a crazy theory that will be proven at some point. Oh my... Wrong side, but okay, at first I wanted to say, is that a Subnautica Leviathan? But that little bit at the end looks like it might be like a Chinese water dragon.
Guess we found 68's boat.
There's a path through the boat.
That anchor doesn't look man-made.
That anchor is ginormous. It also has weird... Like... Okay. On this side and this side, having these things makes sense, but... The same very, very geometric shape is here. And we had some other things with weird geometry before, so maybe... Again, hinting at something. We don't have to fight, but more fight practice is always good. Oh, these are anchor people. that also don't have heads again. It's just something that really... Well, that's... That did okay. That's pretty alright. The arm looks special. Can we shoot the arm for something special? No. Hitting the hollow thing doesn't do anything special either. Okay. Will this be enough? No. Powerless. Powerless is a debuff that reduces characters' damage by 20%.
Let's dance.
And... Gosh. The timings are as fickle as they always are. I should have planned for this to be able to heal now, but we are not, so... It is what it is. Ruler Room. Level 3. Is that the name of her weapon? Or is that a new one? It's a new one we found. And it's another one like that has leveled, giving us extra abilities. Critical hits apply burn, base attack applies 2 burn, 100% crit chance while stanceless. Which would potentially mean like the first attack every battle at least? Interesting. Very interesting. I mean, it is an overall better weapon, and it is fire. And it looks like it is partially made from these enemies. But yeah, this anchor looks weird. This anchor doesn't even look like an anchor. Like, those weird ones. They're there. But the rest of it doesn't look like it's actually made. The rest of it just looks like a chunk of rock. Like someone just chucked a boulder here. And over time it just accidentally got chipped away at, and whoops, now this anchor shaped. That's more what it feels like. This does not look like it's supposed to be an anchor. It feels... I wanted to shoot you actually to see what that could do. Can we? I wanted to see if we can potentially trigger the weak point. That did not hit! Oh no!
Brace yourselves. Dodge, Gustav. A storm is coming.
Okay. We already know that that one needs to be blown up. That's gonna be good. So... I feel, however, that the thing we really need to do now is heal. Shell is a buff that reduces by 20% the damage received by the character. Again, weird wording, but we understand what it means, so... that is whatever. Maybe we actually want to not go into offensive stance. Again, we're gonna blow you up.
Precise strike.
So, kabonk, kaboom, and then we have to figure out how we do it. We could do the marking shot. Actually, we haven't marked. I just want to see.
Take him down.
Ready to evade.
Electricity is the weakness.
Maelle, look out!
Okay, good enough. Our electric ability is a bit too high cost. Okay, so do we just heal and potentially use the other two to finish it off? It is what I'm choosing to do. Is that the right thing to do? I don't know. It's actually interesting, like, will it... Oh. Oh, you're a flying enemy. Oh, I should have known from the beginning. That is what the game has told us on how these work. But I have decided to not think about that. And that was too late again. So we need to be doing stuff like this anyway. Now that I think about it, most of the time I've just killed them with their explosions. That is why that is something, so to speak, new. Because, like, we never really had the need to actually engage them. Like, 2 or 3 of them together just blow them up, and that solves the issue. Okay, that is the way to go, and the symbol from the portrait. But we're gonna go here first, just to see if there's stuff. Wait, that hit? What is the range on this? That partially makes no sense in my head. I am so goddamn confused. Like, legitimately just confused. So, do we try to instead go for Big Thunderfall next turn? I want to kind of just... I want to try some things. First and foremost, let's see... That was pretty good. Do one. And then we can switch to... offensive. That was pretty alright. So we potentially only need to live one attack. I think we can just... Actually, we cannot.
Take him down.
And of course, you're attacking the person who is...
Let us stay.
potentially taking more damage. Okay, actually we're all pretty healthy. We don't need to. We don't need. But we could.
Finesse and grace.
I said we wanted to do the other thing, but nah.
On me.
We're doing this instead because it works, and this way we can get a heal in. How important that really is. I mean, we're now a little, like, near full HP. I want to check out the giant vase. Oh no, it's an entire thing. That does not just look like... Oh no. Okay, do we just jump? We just jump. Okay. That works fine by me. Oh my god, this is an entire... I mean, that's cool. You have the most HP. I want to test something. That is not... There was no fall damage. That was high enough that I expected fall damage. There's an actual ground in here. Oh, we're back to the minefield. But you're not an enemy. We can talk to you. Or we could inspect you. Okay, grey skin. That also looks a bit stony. You wear gloves and you have... Those look like kelp. Like you have kelp growing out of you. And you don't have any kind of, like... Underneath... Where your ribcage is, your body just stops. Like, legitimately. You can see it, like, there. There's just end. It's like it's broken off. And then we just have kelp. Demi-Nur. What's this Nevron doing? Examine? Doesn't seem threatening. It's clinging to a metal chain. Doesn't it usually carry a mine with it? What if we were to give it one? Okay, let's leave it alone. Are we gonna give it a mine and it's going to attack us? Or will it be happy that we give it a mine? This feels like an entire side path. Like, this actually feels like a big side path. We're supposed to go somewhere else. I just wanted to check out the... Okay. I want to do everything. That's probably one of the biggest problems. I want to do stuff. Yeah, we should probably not touch that chain. And... this way there's nothing but light. Okay, these are getting bigger, are they not? What are these for? Also, okay, no, like let's just talk about this for a moment. We are in an overworld, went into this like coral forest, so to speak, and then we see this. And there is water in the sky. I said last time that this reminds me of the Bloodborne DLC, but now I'm really thinking about, like, there is something weird going on with our perception of this place. Or things are just strangely put together based on... memories of old times or something? Like how people in the past thought about things or saw things. There is something down there, but I don't think we can jump down there. No, we cannot. I just said I want to stay away from the mines, actually. And now I'm like, actually, let's jump on the giant ones. Yes. So... what do we do here, then? Okay. Maybe we need to do this one? Oh. Okay, enough. So... okay, there doesn't seem to be anything here yet. Maybe we can explode those? I'm guessing something needs to happen, or something else, like a tool or something is needed for us to actually proceed here. Can we grapple somewhere? I didn't fully look. Maybe we could... Do we have to run for that? That didn't fully work, but that looks promising. Actually, you know? Maybe we were just supposed to go into different... Oh my god. Yeah! This works. Oh no, this game has platforming. Something that I am very, very good at. I want to look at where the light comes from, but the fact that there is light coming from down there actually makes it very difficult to see. I just see the shadows of the mines. Okay, we have to jump over there. God, I hate my own depth perception. I cannot judge distances, and this is true horror for me, because this is the thing where I'm like, I don't know if this works. I just have to pray.
Great.
We have a mine. Where does this put us? Going to a completely different place again? Oh no, no, we're back at... Is it a big thing again? No. We're at the other side of the anchor. Yeah, there's that again. That means we can now walk through here again. Well, I'm expecting this to... Here, hold this! I know it says hey, but still, it's just like, yeah, we just give you an intact mine. Here, have fun with it. Under any other circumstances, that feels like, not such a nice thing, but I guess we're gonna give it a mine. And it still doesn't say anything. Ooh.
It said something.
Well, that was worth it. We just got a new weapon for Looney. Lightning element. Okay, in this area enemies are weak to lightning, so making her basic attacks lightning is kind of important. That feels very... ooh. Like the other ones, this first one is just weird magic device. This one is like edgy ninja star. This one is like a kelp dream chaser. That's an interesting design. I like it. And now, when we talk to you, we cannot do anything. More and more unusual. Are we bothering it? This could be bad. Ah, yeah, then we're just gonna go. We were nice to you, and if you don't want to talk to us anymore, then that is fine. I'm now going to do platforming once more. That is not how you do that. Oh no. We just jump. Yeah, we just jump. Don't... No sprinting required. And then we get to parkour up here. Luckily, the grappling doesn't need us to do anything, and we're on the anchor. And look at it. Like, this part here, the middle, this definitely seems like it's made. But this is just stone. That just seems to have randomly took this shape. Like, it's not like it's intentional. Or at least it doesn't feel like it.
This will be useful.
Augmented aim. Increased free aim damage. Okay, we have the marking with free aim. Do we want to make someone our aim character? Does Maelle have stuff? Yeah, she just has stuff equipped. Meep, beep, beep. Actually, Dodger, we can just get the free thing. We're gonna give you the aim. For now. For now. And then we're gonna edit Luminous to just enable Dodger for her. And yeah. So she can be our ranged attacker. We can't go back. So I guess we're testing fall damage. Well, there is no fall damage in this game. Or if there is, it is only when you're not supposed to survive it. Okay. I said something about a weird symbol that we will see, and if we see it, then we know that the paintings might have some merit to them. That there's actually something going on. That is that symbol, and now that we see it in here, it's an anchor. An anchor made out of very specific shapes. They're stacked on top of each other in the middle. Also, it's leaking something. That doesn't do anything to us. So there's like burning sparks coming from it, but it feels like it's dripping lava or something. What is this? We just see that there's like the top part of the anchor. Huh. What could that mean? There's more anchors. Or there's a lot of anchors. Better closer look at it. Okay, these are definitely like made by someone, right? Maybe? Maybe not. You are glowing. But that doesn't seem to mean anything. Oh. I'm guessing probably
it's
not
forging
friendly.
Something. So they have intelligence.
Well, maybe it is. Are you our blacksmith for weapon upgrades? It's wearing like actual... That hit? I said something about I can't judge distances, but like that really just did not feel like it should have hit. Okay, first things first. Big bada boom. I think I want to actually save for Thunderfall, this time for real. So we're just gonna do a basic attack that gets rid of some of the weakness. I'm gonna do that. You're marked. Did we... It's the pierce, but we don't have enough for it. But also save up for it so that we can do big mark damage. Then we would do our normal attack here. And maybe that big one is a problem. So we're just gonna try to get rid of this one.
Danger!
Failed twice. Okay.
A storm is coming.
That's bad. That's the wrong button. But it also... Oh yeah, right. Now the mark will be used for this one. I planned that incorrectly, but I still want to try.
Lightning! Strike!
Oh.
Spill some ink.
It's like that. It's not against one character. It's a random ability. That is not how I read how that would work. Now with the mark not being there, Doesn't feel like this is what we want to be doing. We're just gonna go into the offensive stance because we can now do more. We should maybe heal. We can't do it like this, so we may need an item for it. But we can also just try to do... Okay. Once again, the jump felt like an attack. I don't know. This might just be me. It might just be me that I have to get used to it, but it really feels like the enemy does... Like, a lot of the enemies have these big wind-up animations. The big, like, before they actually do something, they do something else. And that already, like, it triggers me. Twitchy trigger fingers. It makes me go, I have to do something. Maybe it is all the Souls-like games I've played that I'm just conditioned to react to enemy movement. And now I'm completely falling apart because of that. But it is just a little bit annoying. That was 1,000. That was big. And we got a sword. Is that a weapon for Gustav? Well, it seems to be. It actually has a symbol for it. It would be ice. I don't think the enemies here are necessarily like... It scales with defense and luck. Interesting. It looks cool. It has higher base damage, but that could also just be because of the level. These are not stats that I have leveled at all. Which I'm not sure if therefore I should use it. I think we're gonna stick with this for now. And see when this hits level 3 if it will be comparable. Or if one of them will be just straight up better. But yeah. Combat wise...
This will be useful.
I like the combat, for the most part. I really actually like it, but... I think it's just my overall experience with video games, especially some newer ones nowadays, that I'm just... If enemy moves, you have to be ready to jump, and I just go for it. And this game very much is clear, like, no, you actually have to look out for the right animation. And not just, if the enemy moves, you're going to get hurt. That's not how it works. That's just more of a me thing. Again, I don't think that's really a... 15 points away. Did I not level up that long? For that long? I think we can just then do 2 entire things into HP. Maybe we just go with more. We did have some crit things, right? Overall crit rate seems like it might be overall something that we should potentially go into. We only have 3 points here. This is more straight up damage. This doesn't seem to be that much. Extra speed and a bit of extra crit rate. I'm not entirely sure yet how the... Like again, how the attribute bonuses for the weapons really work. They seem a bit weird. Yeah. I feel like we have to at least give you a little bit of HP. And again, like every point gives us damage. This one jumps up like by 3 points, and then we're back to 1, and then we're going to 2. Always a bit weird how that works out. And supposedly we have scaling on here, but it doesn't actually increase anything. Overall, I just find it weird. Oh yeah, we are saving for... Also, we can't really get much else other than... It only heals themselves if the target is burning. That's it. I don't think that that is that important. For you, we don't really have much to learn. This would be a lighter lightning spell. It's not the big one, it's just like... It's not 2 to 6 hits, it is fixed at 3 hits. Crits still do additional hits. It still has the same damage bonus. Actually, no, it's not increased damage. We generate light, which can be used for anything. That's not necessarily bad. And it only costs 1. Actually, maybe this is a better one. Maybe this is just a thing that I don't have to wait for, and because the enemies in this area are weak to this specific element, maybe it is just a good idea to have it. And then we go back to you. Applies shell, reducing damage taken up to 3 allies for 3 turns. But this switches us to offensive stance. That's interesting. Applies defenseless to all enemies. Ooh. That could be really useful. You know what? We're gonna save for that. That's just an overall support ability to get enemies killed faster. That would be useful for simple fights, that would be useful for boss fights.
Nice.
We have back this weird, wacky light. And it goes away when we get closer. Is this maybe chroma in the air? Is this what it is? Like the weird magical energy around us all? Is this what it is showing? We got something new. What do we get? Didn't read it. I was too absorbed in other thing. 50% increased break damage on base attack. Is that meaning the build-up of break or the actual, like, when you have broken an enemy? And either way, I don't think that's something that I'm gonna be putting on right now. But something to look out for. Lanterns. Guiding the way. At first I thought this might be an enemy that will wake up, but it seems to just be well, a pile. Like literally just a pile of stuff that some corals are growing out of.
We can use that.
But I'm guessing these lanterns mean we're closer to the village. Another one! Well, this time we know that they have more hitbox range. That looks so far away, though. I don't know. Maybe it's me. It probably is me. I was gonna shoot you twice to get rid of that shield. And we're going to do the defense for defenseless. And then we're gonna see if actually first we have to aim at you for the weakness extra. 400, that's pretty high. And then we're gonna go with electrify on you. Okay, that seems to be a single target hit. It didn't do that much damage. Maybe we could have done better. We don't have charge, so overcharge is not the greatest idea right now, but we could do the marking shot.
Get ready.
That does a lot. So wait now? No. That is not the attack. Again, the second one.
Spill some ink.
Like, the smash down at first obviously was an attack, I just was too slow. But then he swings his club around, and that is not an attack. That looks like it could be one. And that, I think, is one of the biggest criticisms I have. Some of the attack animations of the enemies, they're not entirely quite clear. Is that an attack or is that something else? But that's also kind of it. Like, I don't see any other real problem with this game. That is my only criticism I can give it so far. Everything else has been quite cool and awesome and wonderful, but that really is one where I'm like, eh. Okay, that doesn't... We do much more to you because you're also weakened. I kind of only want to do an electrify on you.
Thunder!
We should actually get the fire going so that we can consume that for more damage. Okay. So this time... Nope. I will get it at some point. I hope. Maybe. If I don't, then... I have nothing to say. That is what it is. And it is what I kind of deserve then. So yeah, since that actually doesn't necessarily do that much, we're just gonna do more small attacks. Actually, the basic attacks do more damage than I give them credit for. Yeah, I don't know. Overall, I think some things are absolutely just my fault.
Nice.
Plus 2 AP on dealing damage to a marked target. Ooh, now we can do cool combos. That's probably the other thing, that I'm just not thinking ahead. And that's just not even like about this game. That's me in general. I just don't. That is something I just don't do. I act in the moment. It has always been like that. And I absolutely suck at making a decision for like, how about we do, what do we do next turn? What do we do then and there? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll just wing it. That has always been my overall just like... I want to actually test out this weak to fire thing. Because, like, we have a fire AoE. We also have immolation. So at first I want to... Okay, it doesn't make them now not weak to what they were before. But I want to just see...
Feel the burn!
Yep, it just makes them weak. That's kind of cool. Can get rid of you. I think actually your basic attacks would do more damage. Got. Again, that triple charge attack, the first one I didn't react to at all. Because I now was in the moment of like, oh, they're doing an animation first. But no, that was already the attack. It's... Over time I will get used to it. I'm gonna stop mentioning it. It is what it is. And that's all we really need to know.
Flames. On me.
Oh, I didn't
Let the ink
press.
flow.
So this should potentially... You're going to probably die to burn, so we can maybe just focus on you. I kind of want to see just like... Yeah, that does more damage. It just does. We gave him all the basic attack things. His basic attacks are... They are just much stronger than the skills right now. So unless we use like overcharge at full level, we should just basic attack with him. Which also means he can like have the gun build, kind of, because we don't really use the AP for abilities. That's a bit of a weird one. So we would go 2 different directions. That feels like a gate forward. Okay, that also does. God damn it. We can go around this one, so this is probably not
An advantage.
the one that is the most important one. Oh. That actually looked like we can like go through here and... Yeah, that really looks like it's a way up there. But it's this way. That we already were at. Okay. Follow the lanterns it is. This is honestly proper creepy forest vibes. It's just very colorful, which makes it not as creepy. But other than that, it works really well as... No, go back. Can you go back? As it was just like... I thought we were going back to the pile of corpses we saw before. It looked similar to that, the red lighting, and I thought like there were like strands, but no, it's a coral. That looks not like the way to go. That looks like the way to go. Or...
Expedition 68. Elodie. It's a miracle any of us survived. We were caught in the maelstrom and flung from wave to wave. We lost the moon and the stars, condemned to a never-ending darkness of punishing rain and raging clouds. The Paintress sent a storm to overcome us. But it is we who have overcome the storm. After surviving that, crushing those Nevrons was almost an afterthought. Strength and resilience, it's how we survived that storm. And it's how we grabbed victory. It wasn't even a battle. It was an ink bath. We squeezed those Nevs dry. But this new one looks tougher than the others.
Interesting that she describes this as an ink bath. I'm going to assume that the idea is like a blood bath, but these are things that are painted by the paintress, so they don't have blood, they have paint and ink. So that I guess that makes sense. Still kind of interesting. So was 68 the one that sank? They mentioned one that just sank before they even hit the continent. Was that the one? I'm not that good with numbers, so I probably will not really remember if they just mention the expeditions by number alone. Well, expedition member, well, what do you have in hand? Like some kind of glowing stone. You look like you were... Those are like glowing cores. You even look like you might wanted to eat them. Is that a good idea? Should we eat the corals? Why are they all moving? Are they just moving because it's environmental, or do they not like us? Another big one. Is this the way to go, or is this a side path? I'm hoping that this is a side path. Got another one of those cages that we have to find the 3 things to shoot. I don't see a single one right now. That's not a problem. That just means more exploration. God dang it, control aim. Found one. Oh. I mean, my aim with mouse and keyboard isn't better. I just suck at aiming in general. I already mentioned it, I can't judge distances, and... Well, how do you aim? You move a targeting reticle. How far do you move it? If that is a question you have never asked yourself, good job, your eyes are functioning. Well, in my case, my eyes are also functioning, just like the way my brain interprets what I see in this. Oh, there's 3 of you! I probably can't just go and grab it. You are aware of us. Oh. Well, I didn't want to necessarily fight you all. I wanted to do something else, but you don't give me a choice. Do we do this again? Do we actually use one of these? Or do we try to do... I think we should potentially just like focus one and like...
A storm is coming.
And we can still get some of these off, right? Immolation first for the fire so we can hit harder with the other ability. And then I'm looking at our health situation. And I think that maybe... Oh, we cannot target the other team members? It doesn't say anything like that. It just says recovers 50% health and dispels status effect. Gives 0 to 2 charges. But like, yeah, we cannot select anyone else with that. Oh. Then that ability is much worse than I expected it to be. That was pretty good damage. Shields all allies, okay. Okay, once again, that is not that important. That is not the attack. That is faster and that is slower. God dang it. Now we're going into like the opposite problem, where I think too much about what they are actually doing. We need 3 for Spark. It's only 1 hit. It's not gonna do much, but it will apply burn. A lot of burn. We only need to... Like... We only need to hit you once now. Just boom. And now you may just die to 8 burn. Hopefully. Maybe we should actually basic attack you just in case. just to make sure you die. Okay, would have died to burn. I'm not really like in the point of wonk. That was again too. God dang it. We're getting it, somewhat, maybe. One after the other. It would be really good if they would attack someone else, so if I mess up I could at least heal. Marking, so that we can do more. Okay. Now... we don't have enough for Spark. We can still do quite okay damage. Okay. You're gonna be healing yourself. That was a bit too trigger happy again. But still. I think we can just use some of these shots to get rid of some of the shielding. And just hit with our stronger attacks. And the jump counter does it. Okay, I pressed that, my opinion, far too late. But the game says that is fine. So we are in defensive stance. Do you still have? No. We don't really have much else that is for other things. We need one more that's like offense. Actually, we have offensive. We have, you know what? Fire weakness.
Chroma is flowing.
This way we can immolate you.
Feel the burn.
Which will also do some extra damage to you. We don't have fire with you. So we're just gonna do another basic attack.
Gustav, don't die!
And it does the big... Okay. It's getting better, I feel. Maybe. Maybe it isn't.
We can use that.
But I feel like we're getting better. Also, we picked up another usable item, and I'm realizing that I'm not really using them that often, and I should probably use them more often. Oh boy. Okay, that is where we have to go. Do we not run? Do we just jump? This is one of those things, though, where like my inability to judge distances comes in, because I'm like, do I have to run? Do I not have to run? I don't know. The game doesn't tell me. I didn't jump, I slid off. But like, I just have to go for it and be like, well, either this works or it doesn't, and if it... Okay, so if you run, you have to actually make it to the platform, but if you don't, you can just... then you will grapple onto it. That is... feels awkward. Please never make these with a time limit. Well, and if they make it, then I have to name the episode like something like, I was stuck for an hour doing a simple jump. Because that's what it's gonna come down to.
Great.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not like mad at it. That's just what I have to live with. I'm not gonna go and do some, I don't know, brain surgery or something just so that I can judge distances better. That is just not worth it. I much rather deal with it. Doesn't come up that often in real life, because you don't have to be perfect with distances most of the time. And for some other things, like, funnily enough, like car traffic, the movement of the cars being most of the time on the same velocity actually helps. But if it's just standing still, I am so lost.
So many. I don't like this.
From here it looked like corals, but no, it's people. We're back to the people, and the way that their blood is exploding out of their body and forming some kind of strands. Or maybe dried paint? Now that I think about it. Some of these like crusted things, they look like if you use too much paint on your paintbrush and just leave it there on the canvas. It evokes something similar to that. Am I reading too much into that? Maybe. Oh my god, you move. What the we don't fight that, do we? We're just friendly, right? We're just gonna ask where we are supposed to go. This is not...
Now, this one is gigantic.
Avoid those at all costs.
Oh, it is not friendly. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's just talk about it. Number one, giant thing that is... I mean, that is mechanical legs. But that looks like it's a bit, like, coral-y. But then we have, like, the weird tree vine arm again, and the face looks like it's a flower. Okay, avoid. So... Okay, actually, now that I realize... I thought we had to go down to it, but no we don't. So we're just gonna move past. And you're just staying there. Could this be one of the big robots we see in some of the paintings? I'm going to assume that at some point in the game we will have to fight one of those. Or maybe we just do for side quests, but still. I think at some point we will have our... Why is there like perfectly, or at least nearly perfectly preserved buildings in this place? Lanterns are where we're supposed to go, I'm going to assume. Metal coral ball. And now stuff is dripping down. Which again means we're not underwater. Because that's not how water physics work. Okay, so the game said avoid. The last time the game said avoid, it was an elite enemy and I did it anyway, and it wasn't that bad. But maybe we should, at least as long as we don't have a check... Okay, damn it. Hello? Are you friendly? Quite difficult to tell. Because you don't speak or anything or do anything gesture-wise. You just jumped at us and then jumped away from us. Could be friendly. Could be something else entirely. You just make him a healthy boy. Right now he's literally, we're just gonna use him as like a battery for shots and basics. At least that's what it has shaped up to be. You don't have that much health. Maybe you need a bit more. Especially since one of your abilities actually makes you take more damage. But then again, we actually get a piece of attack power out of this. I still don't understand what the scaling with the different letters, like how does it equate? It feels very weird and not necessarily like completely... It doesn't feel direct as what you may expect it to be. One more level and we can get that. Okay, I wanted something that's more offensive. This reduces damage taken but switches us to offensive. That might not be bad, but I think I still want the guard down. What other options for 4 would there be? Reapplies current stance and gives 2 to 4 AP. So it's like skip a turn but become an AP battery. That's not necessarily bad. If you have someone else to... No, it's your own AP, so it's take a turn off so that next turn you can do big hit. I mean, the Pierce is 5. Actually, I just realized that is not what that ability is called, but I will not try to pronounce that now. It is Pierce. I ignore that I have now found out that that is not what it's called. Or we could... Medium single target fire damage, 2 hits, apply burn. Defensive stance, apply 2 more. It's very similar to this one, just this one is switching you to defensive stance, and if you are in offensive stance you apply 2 more, and this is the other way around. And this one costs more. Also this is low and this is medium. Or we could go with the guard up to potentially go into different directions. High single target fit. I don't think we have many abilities that do high damage yet. It's another break. Then every character of us would have a break. Maybe? I'm gonna think about it, and the next time we have a level we're gonna decide. Maybe. I can't get anything, so we're not gonna get anything. Easy. Thank you. We have the save point. So, big thing, avoid at all costs. I don't give a damn what you tell me. I'm going to go... This is a terrible idea, but I have to figure out. Is this actually something I should... It's a virgin. So the flower face is not just for show, it's like, it's an actual flower face. Fire weakness, or do we do the defense? I think we're gonna go with fire weakness. Okay, that is low damage. Oh no.
Feel the burn.
Excuse me. Is she dead, or can we get her back if we, like, I don't know, open it up? Oh. Okay, that is not a weak point for you. What else could be a weak point? Can we hit inside? Okay, it did hurt you. Not really.
Guard up. Okay. Let's start.
Okay, that was it. Exhausted is a status effect that prevents character from gaining AP from any source. Okay, that's annoying. That's really annoying. We could go into offensive. Well, the damage it does wasn't that bad. We can't gain AP. But we can use it still. Okay, it's weak to lightning like everything else here is. Okay. Well, I dodged 2. Oh, no, I only dodged 1. But we... Gonna just hope that this is enough. Okay, we don't have full overcharge. But if we can get it... I want to...
Okay.
No, I have to...
On me.
God dang it, what is that
Filthy
timing?
pink.
Okay. We're going to use one of our recovery items. We need 1 more AP and we don't get it right now. Because we are affected with the exhaust. Now that is a question.
Okay.
The crushing combo. Ow. 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 Well, that was better. I don't think we can really do much. That's the big problem.
From fire.
We're just gonna go and hope. And I want to see if I break it with overcharge.
Let me paint death!
If potentially. Yes! I'm correct! Aha!
Not looking good.
That is what I expected it to be. Well... we could try to kill, or I could try to heal. I think screw the healing. That was a bit premature. Well... That is a bad outcome. Because now every time the game tells me this is bad for you, I'm gonna just rush in and be like, screw you, I can do this. And I'm playing terribly, let's just be honest here. Increased counterattack damage? Oh no. And a new weapon for our group. I wanted to say Great Gustav, and I don't know why, because, like, he is struggling a bit. I mean, I guess he is chugging on. But yeah, that worked out. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. So, this is back to physical. Okay, we definitely see here that there is a difference. This is Vitality +2 right now, and this has Luck +1. Based on what we have leveled. So like every 6 points... Interesting. So it is... Again, I want to see when this levels up. We would... Actually, do they level up on their own? Or do we have to, like, go to camp and upgrade them? So maybe I should just go with one of these. I don't think any of the enemies here are going to be weak to frost, so the physical might just be, ooh. It's like a shattered sword that's only be kept together by magic. That's kind of cool. So... this is the +2 AP on dealing damage to a marked target. That would be kind of useful here and there. Who do we put that on? That's the question. And this is 25% increased counterattack damage. That one I'm not sure. I guess that would be cool on everyone. So we should just equip it. We have not used Cleansing Tint at all. I'm just gonna be completely and utterly honest. So... we're gonna put the mark on you so that we can just unlock that ability. And you... you have the free aim damage. Again, we're not really using you that well like that. We're not using basic attacks on you, so we're going to give you the counter-attack damage. And then... you have the critical burn, so if we're gonna burn with shots, that would be useful. You have points. Could also do the... or we could just do more free aim. Again, if we're just gonna make you like the shooting and basic attack damage build, then maybe that is what we're gonna go for. You don't have points. I think this works. And I also think with that victory and the fact that we have an entire new area to explore and we don't just find the village, I think this might be a good point to stop for today. Well, we have some more questionable level ups to do. I'm undecided. We're going to level weird things. It is what it is. And we have 4 points available. Okay, I wanted to make a decision. So we can already apply Defenseless for 3 turns. It's the same duration. This is a 1 cost and it is single target. This is a 3 cost, but it hits every enemy. We don't have that much AoE focused fights so far, so I don't think, especially since they also both switch to the same stance, that this is that important. This one, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to use the AP on. And this one, I'm not sure because we have like the same thing but different, and so I think actually even the guard up is not necessarily something that I'm considering super great right now. I think this one for having another ability that can break. Just so that every character actually has one. And then we're gonna assign that instead of the guard up. And we have to maybe play around a bit more with things like being in the virtual stance. Because we have the pierce that costs less, so we should use this one a bit more. And I mean, extra AP can also be very helpful. And we burn enemies often enough that this should just work. But yeah, with that shall be it for today. Have a nice day. See you next time.